Also do these ones called snack smash, where they take two snacks and see if they smash together and they taste good. And the last one was Takis and Pockies.
Okay.
It ended up tasting really weird. They said they didn't like it.
That's funny.
Yeah. But during the main show of Good Mythical Morning, they were doing a snack taste test called Will It Oreo. They always do these ones every once in a while that Will It something.
Yeah.
And so Josh, literally this fucking mastermind of cooking, somehow managed to take the basic ingredients of that main thing. So sushi was one, Domino's Pizza was another. What were some of the rest of them? I can't remember.
I'm trying to remember what this one was. I'm trying to look at it while we're...
And surprisingly, all of them, with the exception of one of them.
Oh, Bang.
Bang.
Bang, yeah.
Bang was the first one. They liked it.
Okay.
He somehow made Oreo Bang.
Sorry.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Nacho Oreos.
They said that was really good. So it was like a guacamole cookie with a pinto bean and like cheese.
I could see how that one would work.
Yeah.
Because nachos is just crunchy stuff with soft stuff. Anything with crunchy stuff and soft stuff, you could probably make it look like an Oreo.
But they said that was really good. What were some of the other ones?
There was the pizza one.
Pizza one they said was actually surprisingly good. And it's actual cookie. Like, it's not like weirdly just in the shape of like a tortilla or something in the shape of an Oreo. It's an actual cookie made with those ingredients inside of it, like the guacamole.
Yes.
Yes, Domino's Pizza. Let's see what the other one was.
Because it was the next one after that, I think, that they didn't like.
Instant ramen.
Instant ramen they didn't like. And that was because it was too salty.
Yeah.
And I can imagine that's because you put too much. They actually used the flavor packet inside the...
94% salt, I believe.
Exactly, inside the cream.
Yeah.
The cream itself. And yeah, that's like 90-something% salt.
Then there's the sushi one.
And the sushi one they said was surprisingly good, even though they used, I think it was seaweed as like in the cookie itself.
Okay.
And Link hates seaweed.
But he liked it.
Yeah. That's the one that threw me off because like the center part was like this weird pale pink.
Because it was fish.
Oh, okay.
And it looked really
like
kind of gnarly.
That was the one I always think that they wouldn't like. Well, I mean, to be fair, you look at it and it just looks like a pink frosted Oreo.
Yeah.
I mean, it does.
But it looks like fleshy pink, you know what I mean?
It does look fleshy pink, but you can get that with the right amount of food coloring and whatnot.
But they didn't. They straight up made fucking...
I'm surprised at some point that like some company... I wouldn't be surprised, I should say, at some point if some company was just like, hey, how'd you make that?
Yeah.
We want to see if we can do that and sell it nationwide.
I don't think you can make those shelf stable, though.
Well,
they have to be high-end boutique.
The sushi stuff, yes, obviously. The pizza stuff you probably couldn't do, but nachos?
Yeah, you might be able to do nachos,
might be able to do nachos, you know?
It all depends.
I was kind of hoping that he would also post like, how the fuck did you make that stuff?
Yeah,
I don't think he does. I don't think they actually post how they made those cookies or any of the stuff that they do for the...
Sometimes the Mythical Kitchen episodes will be about how he makes that stuff.
But like in this case, it was more of just the tie-in to Oreo. That's how they got to the biscuit and gravy part of the thing, but not so much of how you made
that
the
particular one.
Oreo.
Yeah.
You know, because like Mike said, you know, like for me, the nacho Oreo sounds like it would be the best one to go for if you're going to try any of this. Although I am still curious of how you even do Domino's pizza Oreo and not just pizza Oreo.
Yeah.
You know, what is it from that Domino's pizza? Are you literally just ordering a Domino's pizza and just like take the cheese off and then scrape
most
the sauce
likely
off?
he probably takes the whole, like he just condenses down like the crust and like the cheese into the cookie, the biscuit portion of it, and like the sauce and whatever into the filling. And that would has that flavor of Domino's.
It's so weird.
Yeah, he does some weird shit like that all the time. It's very weird. Like, bro, you're like good at stuff.
Right?
Why are you good at stuff? Trying to see, what was that one? I have too many fucking things saved. It's under Mythical Kitchen, right? Why isn't that showing up in my list?
Which one are you looking for?
The last week's episode, I think it was.
Well, they do the... Last week's episode was... No, that... I mean, I think that...
Oh, Spam Poppers, that's the one. It was a week... Yeah, it was last week. They looked delicious, but I can't imagine they would taste good because they're still made with, well, Spam. But he's the Spam jalapeno.
Yeah.
And I was like, that might be good, but also really salty.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? The Mountain Dew moon pie made me laugh too.
Ugh, that looks so disgusting.
It looked like he's gonna get hand cancer because that shit was bright neon green.
Seriously. And kudos to whoever makes the packaging.
Yeah, their marketing department, they're like packaging, like people who make that shit, unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
It's like, wow, you guys. I realize they plan these ahead of time, but still,
right.
like,
But even in like that case, they literally had like the plastic
little sleeve pull out. Yeah,
you could pull out, and then you open it up.
It was nuts, man. I was like, bruh, why you guys do this? It's so much work.
Right? They put so much work into something just like that. And have you seen their new show? Or a hot dog is a sandwich. It's with Josh and what's her name? Nicole. Yeah.
What's that one?
It's literally just them.
I thought that was that was his podcast.
It's a podcast,
oh, okay.
But they also do at least so far they've done a video version of it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, the first episode was literally about is a hot dog is a sandwich, and they go over that what constitutes
Take a shot.
What constitutes a sandwich?
Mike knows what that is.
Of course he does. You guys been hanging out without me.
Nope.
No.
We watch wrestling videos.
Yeah, it's from Major Wrestling Figure Podcast.
Uh-huh.
Whenever they flub like a line, a word, or whatever, which mostly is Matt Cordona or Zack Ryder, as you would know him. They always say take a shot, and like so it's like this inside joke where like if they had a drinking game of every time they fucked up a line.
Then you have to take a shot. Gotcha.
Yeah. And there's some of those episodes where
you would be dead.
Yeah, you would die of alcohol poisoning.
Oh yeah, well because
Zack Ryder gets excited.
It just get worse
sometimes, and when he gets excited, he starts talking too fast because he's a real big nerd about wrestling figures, and then
he's flubbing his words, and yeah, it's bad news. Speaking of bad news, comes naturally. We are
Joe,
Mike. I'm Cody. That was a terrible intro. Welcome everybody to this week's episode.
Welcome to what could be the last episode.
Why?
The world's gonna end.
Oh,
we have the internet.
Yeah, but how long is that gonna last?
That's true. I mean,
when the smart people start dying, what are we gonna do? Talking to microphones not connected to anything?
yes.
Oh, that's a good point.
I mean, we could record it still,
a tape recorder,
right?
and then I'll put it on a little balloon
outside and hope somebody finds it.
I'll put it on a little balloon.
Alien civilization comes down like 1,000 millions years from now, and it's just like finds it and starts listening to 3 guys talking about random shit.
And then they'll be like, wow, this world was amazing. And then they do some more research like, oh, wait.
This world killed itself.
Nope, not good.
This world ran headfirst into a fucking wall thinking it'd be fun.
Ran first? No, drove into the wall. We were going way too fast to be running.
Yeah, drive, run, whatever.
Cannon shot.
Either way, head first into a wall, no helmet.
Yeah. It's all bad.
It's all bad.
It's all bad is what we're trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the world. It's all bad. And that's why it's resetting itself.
It's wiping the non-essentials out.
Yeah. We're in the middle of whoever's running the world literally has unplugged it, and they haven't plugged it back in yet.
We're waiting for them to replug the router back in.
Yeah, this is the Linksys reboot sequence.
So we're in the middle of the replug right now.
Mike's going to be in a shed getting attacked by a ghost.
Mike's going to be in his what'd you call your workout area?
The Carnage Shack.
The Carnage Shack.
Getting attacked by a ghost. Oh man. Hey,
Yeah,
can we talk about Westworld for a second? I haven't watched the first
I haven't
episode.
watched
yet.
it.
Fuck yeah. Let's talk
Wait, who
about
watched it then
Westworld.
on my account? Did Adam watch it?
No, Adam hasn't even watched second season yet.
Who the fuck watched it?
Mm.
He doesn't watch it because it's a new show.
And I don't have your information.
Bullshit. I've sent it to you several times.
He literally
But
posted
I've
it. He
never
literally
punched it in.
You could literally use the search function in your messages to find it. I bet.
It's true.
Because
It's
I
true.
know for a fact that he posted it for everybody, even Taj.
Yeah. Well, it might have been Taj. He might have watched it.
He might. Yeah, he might.
He watches
watch
that stuff. Yeah.
Anything to avoid, his kid.
No, he'll watch it with his kid.
I thought you were gonna say us.
Heh. Well, that too.
Anyhow,
You rewatched.
I've been
all of
rewatching.
first and second season. That's
Yeah.
what you're going for here.
I'm halfway through second season.
Oh, okay.
And there's a lot of things obviously you forget because the second season is, to say it nicely, super convoluted.
Yeah, because it starts out with the shore and people washing up. And
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck is going on? Because literally in the next scene is that person that you saw on the shore, and you're like,
I'm really
what?
confused on what's happening because
Yeah.
it feels like that's the end of the show,
Mhm.
but we're not there yet
yeah, no, well, that's
because they're all, like you're saying, they're all still alive.
Yeah,
But then you go back to, if you remember season 1, you don't realize that you're watching multiple timelines until the last 2 episodes.
and that's true because you're not seeing those characters interact in such a way that makes
Yeah.
it seems like you're jumping through time.
Exactly. And then so you get all that, right? And you're like, all right, cool. Then you're like, oh, you motherfuckers, those are really smart.
Mhm.
You get in the second season, they're like, hey, remember that time we told you there were we didn't tell you there's multiple timelines? We're gonna go and let you know there's multiple timelines. There's 17.
Yeah,
So have fun trying to fucking figure out what's happening.
Mhm.
And you're halfway through, and you're still kind of you're confused because the first couple episodes you go into the real world,
Yeah.
which I'm still not convinced is the real
Real
world.
world.
And you don't know if it's before or after or during because there's certain people that you're like, I don't know if you're real or not,
Mhm.
and I don't know if this is real or not. And I'm like, I'm so
Am I
confused.
real or not?
Yeah. And then by the time you get halfway through, you get introduced to Samurai World,
Mm-hmm.
and
That
you're
was
like,
dope.
oh, this is rad. These dudes are fucking people up. And then you realize it's the same story,
Yeah, right.
just
But it's
told with
samurai.
Samurai. And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah,
The line, I was rewatching it. I watched episode 5 yesterday, right before we started playing The Division. And I was like, it's that line where he goes, hey, so I rush things. You would too if you had to write 300 episodes.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's so true. And then it literally follows the first episode where the dude, the man in black, attacks the brothel and to steal the money.
yeah.
And I was like, he's just in all black. She's the madam. And then when they're us, and I was like, this is
Yeah.
so fucking hilarious. And then you jump to a different time, and there's the dude in the box who's Delos, who's the man who.
Oh yeah, and they kept cutting back to that guy in the box. And you're
Yeah.
like, what the fuck is going on with him?
And then you find out that he's essentially the first host they ever built to try to basically resurrect a human being, but they couldn't get the memories to last long enough, which explains why all the hosts in the main areas are on those loops.
Yeah,
Because they don't last more than a few days. And I was like, oh, you guys are way too smart for your own good.
seriously, right?
Because was this something you thought of way back in the day, or is this something that came up later? And also Delos, then you realize, holy shit, Delos, the company who owns all of the environment,
Yeah,
It's called Delos. It's not just Westworld, but they own Westworld. And you're like, oh, it's his company, because in the beginning of season 2, there's young what's his face talking to the guy, Jimmy Sullivan.
Okay.
The what's his name? The main guys. There's 2 of them and whatever. And you're like, oh, so that's how he got the money.
Mm-hmm.
Is he was essentially trying to save his father-in-law,
right?
Who's this fucking complete asshole, and he built this like empire and built all this to basically just try to resurrect him. And then that scene when he comes back as Ed Harris, as the older version of himself,
which was shocking.
Yeah, he's like, you're like, oh, this dude's been here for a long time. Then he tells him it's like version attempt like 149 or something.
Yeah,
and you're like, this dude has been spending all this time. His wife committed suicide. His mother-in-law died. His brother-in-law committed suicide.
Mm-hmm.
His daughter doesn't talk to him anymore. Then you find out who his daughter is.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got to realize, oh shit, Anthony Hopkins' character did actually resurrect himself, but as a child.
Yep.
And he's stable.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go back and you're like, oh wait, that's that thing that what's his name had in the little building thing when they outside the cubicle where they I was like, Jesus Christ, this really is a maze,
dude. Seriously, right?
And then like, I'm not there yet again, but by the end you get to the end of season 2, you're still wondering, are they playing Ford's game? Is there actually a game that Ford set up?
Yeah, right.
Are they like, what is happening? And then like I'm watching previews for the 3rd season and I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Yep.
Because you see all the real world stuff, and Tessa Thompson has a robot.
Mm-hmm.
You got Jesse Pinkman, who's like a bank robber who I don't think is real.
I don't think so either.
I'm like, I don't know what the fuck's happening.
Because she seems to be getting together all of the, the fake people, the robots,
Yeah.
for like some sort of revolution. But at the same time, is that like, is it real still?
Yeah.
Like, are we still within some sort of confines of Westworld type thing?
Yeah.
Is this just a new fun thing, new experience that people can have?
Because I think
the robot revolution. I mean, how
problem
weird
is,
would that be?
What I'm thinking is, Earth is no longer Earth. Earth is
like most of the people are gone. Like they've gone to other planets, or maybe were wiped out by something, and so that's why they're just whatever's left. Because even what's his name didn't know he was a robot for the longest time. So are you going to slowly find out that most of humanity are just the remnants of these robots that were left over that didn't know that they were robots?
Yeah, they're essentially in a simulation that's running itself.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh God, is this happen? I'm like so confused. I'm like, okay, don't look forward. Just finish the season and then you can start season 3 and still be confused.
Yeah, right.
Because like, hey, we have different timelines in season 1. Hey, season 2, we have all the timelines.
Yeah.
And you still don't know what's happening because like you see at one point, if I'm not mistaken, in the end of or the beginning of season 1, you see Dolores dead in the water. Or no, you see the dude.
That was in season 2.
It's season 2. Yeah. And so you're like, is this
right?
When is this? Because Jeffrey Wright's character is still alive, but then yet he hasn't. He ran into her once, but then there's that scene in, I think it's in episode 4 when he's with that one chick that he like essentially strangled and you thought killed, but locked her in a cave.
Yeah,
you see he runs into her and then they're going to the Delos thing and he says, like, she's opening the thing. He's like, I'm not even here with you. And you're like, so was the Dolores thing a delusion as well? Like, is that a memory leaking through?
Right.
I'm like, I don't know.
Are these things like weirdly combining themselves together?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what's happening. I'm so confused.
Confused in a good way, though.
Yeah. It's one of those things where, like, you every time you think you know what's happening, they're like, no.
And it makes sense.
Yeah.
Too.
once
what I like.
once you get to a point,
it makes sense.
Part of it makes sense, and then there's other things you're like wondering
It's
about.
not like something that hopefully so far it's not something that they've just been like just ignore that for a while forget about it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing was like with her, I can't remember her name right now, Elsie or something like that. Like you hadn't seen her since like halfway through season 1.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden she pops up and halfway through season 2, I was like, and then same with like older brother Thor, Luke Hemsworth. You thought his ass was dead because the Indians got him.
Yeah.
Then you find out he's been captured.
Yeah.
And he's still alive, but yet no one's going out to search for anybody. They're like just now wiping out hosts in the other timeline with the bald guy who's knows that Abernathy has some, like he wants the Abernathy, but we don't know why yet, but we're signing like, I'm like, y'all, who wrote this? Because y'all really smart and real mean at the same time.
It also makes me wonder because this was based off of originally a Michael Crichton property. Well, it was his Westworld.
Yeah, Westworld,
It was only for one season that it lasted. I don't remember if it was only supposed to last one season or it just got canceled afterwards. Well,
Westworld was a movie.
Was it a movie?
Yeah, it was a movie.
I was thinking it was a TV show.
Yeah.
Either way, he's the type of person that puts a lot of detail into his stories. If you've ever read any of his books, he'll literally have appendices about where he researched things from for his book. And they're like 10, 20 pages long in some cases. So it's to me a wonder. I wonder how much of this he had planned out.
Yeah.
Already as backstory or as like this is where he thinks it could go. Even if he's just writing this one movie, one experience.
Yeah, because he wrote the movie Westworld in 1973.
Yeah, and he directed it too.
Yeah, directed it. Then there was a book tie-in, right? Where's it at? Yeah, so then they released a mass market paperback in conjunction with the film of the screenplay.
Okay.
Which I'm gonna guess if he wrote it, it's probably ridiculous.
Oh yeah, probably.
And in that, you have characters along the line of gunslinger, medieval queen, the French prostitute, Black Knight. You have all these just archetype characters. They're they're not named. There's a bunch of other named people too. But then like it'd be interesting to see because in that they introduced at one point there was samurais and then there was I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the sequel. So the movie sequel was called Future World, and then there was a short-lived television series called Beyond Westworld.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah. And that one, I believe, was the inspiration for this one.
Okay.
Because Jonathan Nolan, who's Christopher Nolan's brother, is who created the HBO show.
Yes.
Along with his wife or partner or something, Lisa Joy.
I think his wife.
I can't remember if they're married or not. Yeah, Jonathan Nolan. That's his wife. But yeah, so like it'd be interesting to go back. I don't even know if you can find. You can probably find Westworld. I don't know if you can find Future World, but I don't think you can find Beyond Westworld. Because it ran. How many episodes did they do? They did 5 total. Two of them were unaired, according to this.
So it was canceled.
Yeah. I can probably imagine in 1980 it was probably pretty expensive, but also probably terrible because even the movie had its like
and
high points and low points.
I'm trying to think of it because I don't think I've ever watched the movie. I haven't really watched any of the original stuff, but the little bit I do remember of it, it didn't look good. But that's just because of the times. It just you couldn't make that type of stuff.
Well, how weird is it that in the 70s they made a robot Western movie? Like, doesn't sound like something you would be doing in the 70s.
I don't know. It sounds like something you'd definitely be doing. You just couldn't really.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, if you look at the 70s, you had those two, like, because that predated Star Wars.
Yeah.
And so you're like, there was some sci-fi
You're
stuff.
still coming off the age of the Western.
Yeah.
So you definitely have that audience right there, and you want to tie it. You're getting into the Star Wars thing where you want to tie it into that future.
Yeah, because you have that. You have Star Trek already.
Yes.
And you have that. You know, I mean, they haven't done like the replicators yet. They haven't done like a lot of future stuff like Next Generation
Data,
did.
You know, who literally is a cyborg type thing.
Yep, but like you have
Or
that future stuff
Android,
still.
Sorry, not cyborg.
And it's like they. I mean, did they have? They didn't have holodecks in the original, right?
They did have holodecks in the.
Oh, they did
in the first one. Yes.
Oh,
in
yeah.
The original series.
Okay, so that's kind of like the, you know, it has that.
Yeah.
You can see where it kind of came from, and then obviously Michael Crichton's like, I can do it better,
Yeah.
and he's like,
Let's
here you
crank
go.
this shit up, and he
Yep.
just like bang.
Here's some robots you can fight and fuck.
Yep.
Everyone's dream.
Did you point at yourself?
I pointed at us.
Oh, okay.
When I say everyone, I was like, you know, like this whole room. Yeah, it's interesting because like they're drawing parallels from obviously the Samurai World and Westworld are essentially the same storylines.
Yeah,
just
because it's
you know,
the easiest thing to do.
Yeah,
you know.
but then even those,
it even parallels the whole idea of like the Akira Kurosawa, or how do you say his name?
Akira Kurosawa.
Yeah, Akira Kurosawa. You know, that type of like, you know, that story type, and then making that as a Western story type where you have I'm spacing out the name Seven. You know, Seven Samurai, but then you have, what was the Western version of it?
Magnificent Seven.
Yeah.
Magnificent Seven. Yeah.
Well, because I was laughing,
but it's that idea of like,
but the
you
guy
can
who,
take that and that.
I'm pretty sure the guy who did the original Westworld, the bad guy in it, was one of the Magnificent Seven.
Yuri,
right?
yeah. Yep.
Brenner?
Yeah, Yul Brynner.
Brenner?
Yep.
Yeah.
Brenner.
Yeah,
Right,
well,
so he essentially played the same character, only as a robot.
Well, I'm talking about like within the world itself. You know, you have Samurai World, and you're using the same plot line as they are in the Westworld side of things. But it's that funny type of like,
Isn't
you
it
know,
weird that Michael Crichton, the work from that, and then the fact that Jurassic Park, it's both about theme parks gone horribly wrong. Isn't it kind of weird?
oh, it's kind of weird.
it is kind of
Which
weird.
one's more
It is-
terrifying though?
Dinosaurs.
I don't know. I would.
Well, in the
almost say-
70s,
In the
70s
70s?
robots don't scare me. Robots now scare me.
Yeah.
Well, especially these ones now, because he like
Dinosaurs scare me all the time.
Because in his Westworld, there was always this, like he even approached Uncanny Valley more so in it because they looked off, like they did makeup on like Yul Brynner and any of the hosts. They made them look more robotish.
Yeah.
It looked very less human. But in this one, they use organic skin, so they sweat, they have imperfections, things like that, and you're like, I can't tell. And even in this one, who you now know is Ed Harris's daughter, when she meets that one guy, she does that test where she's like, let's just do it. These guns can't kill us. So if you are a host, I'll know. And she shoots him and he falls down and you're like, oh, that bitch was right. He's a host. And she rolls him over and he's like, oh God. And it's just a bruise. You're like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Right.
Don't you got one of them neck scanner things? You don't just shoot a motherfucker?
Right.
Try
But
to pick them up. Robots are heavy. Try to pick them up. You can pick them
There's
up.
one thing
not
I've
a
learned
robot.
from RoboCop. Yeah.
Yeah.
Robots are heavy.
You step very loudly.
Or even
You send them up a stairs.
Terminator.
Yeah, send
Yeah.
them up the stairs. See if
the dog barks at
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
or if its hand turns into a knife. And
I think that
stabs
thing
you,
has a
fall in love.
butthole. That's a callback.
But what I'm saying is, even in season 2, they do a Magnificent Seven because Ed Harris's character posses up with a bunch of people with what's his face in the Mexican town,
Yes.
and they're writing to what should be their certain death.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, like that's there's 7 of them. They're on horseback. They're cowboys.
Right.
They're heading to somewhere where they're most likely going to die and never come back. And then you jump over to Samurai World, and that dude's got a posse.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, dang. You guys way too smart.
Right?
Like, dang. It's very interesting.
It is.
But rewatching them so close together, you see more, which is like a thing where like this is the one thing I've noticed. It's hard to binge watch this show because there's so much going on. You end up like I turn my all my devices off, not off, but like away from me, just so I can focus on it because I don't want to miss something.
This is like new territory for you.
Yeah, like I took my watch off at one point because it kept getting notifications. So I was like, nope.
Are you worried about them coming alive and attacking you? Is that
No, not really. I mean, bring it on. I'll throw a watch across the room. I don't give a fuck.
You die from a watch.
It's true.
A watch would kill you.
Yeah,
I'm not.
probably.
I like you, man, but
the watch extends its band and just wrap itself around your neck?
Right?
You're like, oh shit,
oh shit.
But yeah, and then like Mike, have you seen the poster for season 3?
Yeah,
I'm like,
reverse Terminator.
Yeah, I was gonna say very Terminator one.
yeah,
right? Yeah.
It's just you see one of the skeleton rope, like, and just down in the. I was like, and it's like a wasteland. I was like,
Sitting there to yourself.
Dang.
Dun, 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 dun.
this ain't good. Y'all motherfuckers gonna get us. Y'all motherfuckers gonna get us. But yeah, anyways, Westworld's pretty dope. And terrifying. Like those helper hosts, the ones with no faces.
Yeah,
They still give me the creeps.
that you see more of in the trailer, at least for season 3. Yeah,
And like, cause they like you see one in season 2, you're like, well, that's unsettling.
Mhm.
Don't ever do that again.
Right.
Then you get a room of them, you're like, nope, nope, no, no, nope, nope. And you see them attacking the scientists that were helping him build the new module or whatever.
Yeah.
And the one just picks the dude up by the throat, calmly walks over and impales him on the fucking. I don't even
Whatever
know
that was. Yeah.
that weird thing they use to make muscles and stuff. And he just like throws them on there like nonchalant and just pushes them onto it. And then when they're dead, they just snap their own necks. I was like,
You're like, okay.
I don't like this, but I enjoy it so much. But anyhow, I digress. What's happening in the world, kids, besides apocalypse? We already know that's going on.
Not a whole lot for me. I haven't been able to really play any games or anything lately. It's just been really busy getting stuff done. I know you guys have started the. I haven't even bought or and downloaded the new DLC for anything for the Division. You know, because we want to escape the.
You want to go to a world where it's not ravaged by a disease?
Yeah.
Shit.
Even like because we have the theaters are closing down, so we're not going to go to be able to see Quiet Place, which would have been
Tonight, god damn it.
For some reason, I kept thinking it was the 20th. That
So
was on
mad.
the 20th.
Nope. Should have been March 18th, the day this is being recorded.
Yeah, that we would have gone and seen a Quiet Place and a Quiet Place 2.
But nope.
Well, those are closed. At least we got refunds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they actually send you an email about
Yeah.
the refund? They didn't even send me one. I had to go into the app and I saw that it was just like, first off, by the way, I go into the app and it's like, hey, are you ready to go see A Quiet Place? And it's like, here's your ticket. And I'm like, am I going to have to return this?
You're like,
I was like, I'm just going to go.
motherfuckers.
Because you had said that you'd gotten your refund. So I was
Yeah.
like, I'm just going to go and return this. And then I went into my purchases and it's like, this has been refunded. And I was like, okay.
Actually, I wonder
Why are you still giving me the ticket?
it's actually giving it to me right now.
Yeah, right. But if you go into purchases, it says that it's been.
I got
refunded.
the email yesterday saying, "Hey, your money's been refunded," and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, cool."
But I still haven't. I mean, I guess I could check my junk email to see if it's in there. But for me, no.
Junk email is a scary place sometimes.
Junk email is a scary place sometimes.
So if you go,
Oh, there it is. Fandango refund confirmation. It's
Yeah,
in my
see.
junk email.
Look at this. Cafe Rio rewards. Service at Amazon.com. Action required. Blah, blah, blah.
blah blah blah.
WWE research. Snap lovers.
What
My easy date. Find date group.
is this? Your emails?
This is my junk mail.
Oh, I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
junk.
Mike."
Oh, look. Amazon said that they sent a prize to my local store for me.
Coronavirus.
Local store?
That it literally says Amazon notified to me. We sent your prize to your local store. Hi, Joe D. D.
I'm gonna start calling you Jody.
Joe D. D.
Yep.
They literally Joe D.
What's your middle name?
D.
Is it Dick?
I mean, might as well be.
Dick is my middle name.
Claire,
That's-
Amazon team, we sent your prize to your local store. What local store?
Wow.
I kind of want to click on it and find out.
What is my local store?
Virus. And then I got the Barrows closing,
We do delivery, but that's about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look, my insurance is in here too. That's a
I
good
got
place to get that.
I got a lot of those lately. Hey, by the way, we know you frequent our establishment a lot. Do you still want to do pickup or
Right.
delivery? I'll say this though.
Getting a lot of emails from oregano's.
Yeah. Hey,
Like,
man.
They said our shelves are still stocked. I was like, "Are you personally attacking my workplace, you asshole?"
Yes. Yes, they are. Indirectly, but yes, they are.
Because I will take that salad and pizza, please.
Can I get a heck of a
Right.
slice? It's like two slices.
slices.
Bitch, it is two slices.
slices.
That's the name of this episode, by the way.
Bitch, it is two
Bitch,
slices.
it is two slices.
It sent me to Google.com. I said fuck it, and I clicked on the link, and it
I like
sent me
it.
just straight to Google.
You could always wipe your fucking iPad. It's not like it can be real virus anyways.
I know, seriously.
Dude,
Dude, have you ever had this happen? This is really weird with my iPad. Anytime that I switch to a different app and I go and I look at my mail,
yeah.
it shows me
Like an email you
an
opened a
email
long time ago?
from a very long time ago, but it happens to be the email from Subterranean Press where they were announcing that they were doing the
I get one of those every now and then.
the Timonte's Wrath pre-orders,
Yeah.
and I'm still waiting for my pre-order.
I got my
But every time,
Pierce Brown book in. The one in the bubble wrap.
oh nice. But every time that my mail comes up, that's the one that it shows me, reminding
mine?
me every single time that I have not yet gotten mine yet.
See if it has
It's
dates.
upsetting. You don't realize I'm slightly upset.
He's a little bit upset.
I did check too that I did actually buy it, and it says that it's still processing.
I had to do that. So it's weird because Revival showed up, right?
Yeah.
Then I got another email saying, "Hey, another one of your books is shipping." And I was like, "What other books did I get?"
Yeah.
I went and looked at my orders, and I realized I've only ordered 4 books off of there.
Uh-huh.
The Joe Hill one, which is they're
Right.
all like 3 of them
They're
are
like
literally right there.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Wait, but I have one." I was like, "Oh no, Joe got me that one."
Mm-hmm.
Then I used the thing to get that one. Okay. Then there's Revival. Then there's the Joe Hill book, and I was like, "What the fuck is the other one?" Red Dragon.
Oh shit, I forgot about that one.
Me too. And I was
Yeah.
like, "What the fuck is this other book?" I was like, "Oh, that shit's still processing. Cool." But yeah, I was like, I got it, and I was like, "Oh shit," because like Revival, I literally ordered last May,
Yeah, right?
and I was like, "Dang, that took forever."
Let me see, because I'm logging into my account right now. My account? What? When did I order Tiamonte's Wrath?
I want to say it was last July, right?
God, it feels like that long ago. October 10/28/19 is when I ordered it.
Oh, that's not even that long ago.
No,
I feel like it
not
was way
long
longer
ago.
than that.
It's still processing. Now, a couple weeks ago, I did take a look at their main page for it, and it said, these are supposed to be printed and shipping by the end of February.
Yeah,
February's already passed.
yeah. It's those are never correct. I've learned.
I will accept that you guys can take your time, but come on.
Yeah. So I ordered Revival May 15th of last year. I ordered the Joe Hill one almost exactly a month later,
Mm-hmm.
and it came up almost instantly. Then in August, I ordered the Golden Sun. No, not Golden Sun. You got me Golden Sun.
Yeah.
Which one is that one? The fourth one? It has to be the fourth one. Iron Gold.
Iron Gold.
Yeah. But then Red Dragon I ordered in January. So I expect to see that one probably in September. Even though it says processing, but they always say processing.
That one you can actually order. It says it's in stock, or at least the gift edition is. Oh no, that's pre-order. Never mind. Red Dragon Artist Gift Edition pre-order. Was that the one that you got?
Yeah.
Yeah, $65. Not too bad.
Yeah. It's pretty cool art, too.
The cover looks amazing.
Yeah. Super excited about it. Yeah, they're really bizarre. It makes me mad because they're so limited, which I understand because, like, obviously that's the whole thing about it. It's like limited press stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like, I really want so many of them, and I don't want to spend $9,000 on stuff.
Well, the other problem is more than half the stuff that you want is already gone.
Yeah.
Hell, I would love to go back and be able to get the rest of the Expanse collection, but
It's the Red Dragon one.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah. Yeah, like I went to Abe Books not too long ago to look up the first two Pierce Brown books because I don't have those ones in the Subterranean Press. I have plenty of the other ones, and I was like, oh yeah, cool. I'll look them up, and they're like $500,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, no, you can go fuck yourselves.
Yeah.
I was like, they're not even signed by Pierce, and they're $500.
Those ones weren't signed by Pierce?
Those ones are, yeah.
I thought
And
they
I was
would
like,
be.
this
'Cause
is
this one is.
horseshit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was like, this is why.
And I don't know about the Pierce one. In months past, years past, when I've looked up the Expanse ones, just to see what's out there, half the time more than half the time you're not even buying. You wouldn't even be buying from another person who's just trying to offload their collection. You're buying from a shop
Yeah.
that bought these, so that they can resell them. And it's like, you guys are a bunch of fucking cunts.
That's true. That's true. That's a true statement, Joe says.
Mm-hmm. Abe Books. Now you got me. You got me wondering.
Yeah, man, it's ridiculous. Also, on Abe's Books is you will find stuff you've never heard of in a book you have read and own. And you're like, well, this is odd because why is this? And you find out it's a different language. You're like, why are their cover art so much fucking cooler than ours?
That's another thing that I've been wondering is if there isn't a book company like Subterranean Press. There has to be for other markets, because you're absolutely right. Like some of the artwork that you get for some of the other Expanse books, and I can't remember what country was that had those really dope,
Like Polish or something,
like
right?
Polish or something like
Yeah.
that had the really dope looking
really dope ass
covers
covers, dude.
for the Expanse. I can get them in print form, which is absolutely awesome. But like to have like maybe like a special limited edition book, signed book,
Yeah.
for that would be awesome. I've even tried. Actually, I haven't even looked that up on here. Like the Witcher series seems like a weird series that hasn't had the same treatment, at least in the U.S.
Yeah. And the fact that like The Witcher's been transcribed into like 1,000 different languages, which is weird.
Yeah. What the hell happened there?
I don't know. It's real fucking weird.
I typed in The Witcher. Oh, I see why. I typed in The Witcher, and the first one is
Bible stories?
Bible stories.
Yeah, I get the same thing.
Well, that's because the writer's last name is Witcher.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, well, gotta go.
Let's put quotes around that.
Let's not do this. Oh, here we go. Oh, Jesus Christ. Look at that cover. That's dope. That's a newer version, though. That's got to be. Yeah, because it's Orbit. Oh, they used a Christian Ward cover for Lone Wolf, the Halo book. That's cool.
Apparently, putting quotes around it doesn't help it.
All I can find is The Last Wish, which just has a really cool...
Yeah, that's one of the newer covers, though.
Yeah, because that's the one from the Netflix show, right?
Yeah. I don't even know if there are hardcover versions of these books.
Well, this one's hardcover.
Is it hardcover?
Yeah.
Okay.
because I selected just hardcovers on my filter list. I'm guessing it's the English version because all I'm seeing is English versions of it, which is sometimes not always the thing. Anyhow, yeah, it's really hard to find those ones without spending $1,000.
Yeah.
Trying to see if I can pull them up real quick. Nope, did not work the way I wanted it to. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Yeah, but yeah, the book collecting like that is a giant pain in the dick.
Yeah, it is.
Because they're all cool, and I don't make enough money to buy all of them. And I'd have to set up like fucking like all sorts of like Google fucking finding things just to
find the right stuff.
Yeah, right when they come out, so I can get ahead of them. Like I had to hire a team of people just to fucking search the internet, or become best friends with fucking John Scalazzi because apparently
he just does all that.
Well, I guess he partially owns Subterranean Press.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, because like all of his books come through them, and like he's always in their magazine. I'm like, well, obviously that makes perfect sense.
Are they still doing the magazine?
Like they do them like bi-quarterly or some nonsense. Like they do it like once a year, twice a year, some nonsense. I don't know.
All right.
There's a one that just came out, like the Christmas one, I think, right? Not too long ago.
I don't know because I went to that section of their website for magazines, and like I swear like the newest one said like 2014. I was like,
you might be correct.
I was like, that can't be right.
Because I thought they did something not too long ago. Oh, I guess they're not the magazine. They're like collections. Like this one is like the Tales of Dark Fantasy 3 pre-order.
Oh yeah, that's like collection.
Yeah. Well, because they'll have like really good artists or authors in there.
But they actually have a tab for magazines on there.
Yeah, magazine.
You remember those?
Magazines? I do remember those. I remember selling those at Best Buy.
At Best Buy, yeah. I started there right at the tail end. Like I think my first week at Best Buy, they stopped pushing the whole magazines at the register thing.
Lucky you.
Right?
Did you guys subscribe to any?
No.
Like, even as a kid or anything?
No.
Well, as a kid, I did. I had tons of magazines when I was a kid.
Like what?
Nintendo Power, Popular Mechanics, Wizard, because, I'm a nerd. Not a lot of those ones. My grandma gave us National Geographic, which something you probably shouldn't give little kids because like titties come on the cover all the time.
No, but that's
not the cover.
That's educational titties.
First page in,
bitch.
And they're never nice titties.
No, they're educational.
No. Yeah, educational titties are functional titties.
Yeah, exactly.
Not titties for pleasure.
No, not at all.
That's
I'm trying to think. I had a few at different times.
We always had Sports Illustrated for like the longest time too.
Yeah, I had Sports Illustrated for a while. Well, when I was very young, I had
that football phone.
SI for Kids.
Gross. We never did the kids ones.
Yeah, because I was like, that came out like right at the perfect time for my age. And then I remember my grandma thinking that I was retarded and I didn't know how to read. So she was like, if I get you sports magazines, will you read? I was like, sure.
Like,
I was like, do you think I can't read? I was like, I can read, Grandma.
Should have played that shit up.
She was very, very concerned about me reading. She would read the magazines and then ask me, like, quiz me on them. I was like, why do you think I'm not reading these? Like,
why is this such a homework, Grandma?
Why is this such a big deal for you? I had SI for Kids, and then that kind of went under. Like, I think like a year and a half into it, I think they just stopped doing it. And it was like the perfect transition for me to just get Sports Illustrated. I think my uncle actually had Sports Illustrated, so I mean, I got it. Slam, I had Slam magazine, which was the best. Yeah. No, that was actually the basketball one.
Basketball.
That was probably the best. It was only basketball, and really deep dive interviews. That's where I actually got into like long form interviews.
Yeah.
Did I show you this one?
I've seen it. Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah, $1,500 isn't that bad.
Not bad.
Yeah.
If you rich like Cody.
Right.
No.
Rolling in them 40-hour weeks.
Yeah. That mandatory overtime. What's up?
I could afford that if I didn't pay any bills and didn't eat and buy comics or get gas.
I think you could afford that if you just did buy comics.
That's probably true too.
I mean, it's kind of odd that you buy a thing that's supposed to be read and you don't read them.
Right.
Bitch, I read them all the time. I mean, I wait a long time to read them a lot most of the time.
You wait till the stack gets like...
There's a lot of words coming out of your mouth and no sense being made, sir.
I don't read them right away.
Eventually, I'll read.
When I almost get killed by a stack of books, then I usually read them. Like, oh, apparently you got angry, they didn't read you, so you attacked me. I'll read you, I'll put you away.
Just, like physics, like you can't stack them a certain...
Your physics. Okay.
All right, whatever.
It's not cool. Anyways, go ahead.
So
talking about your Sports Illustrated magazines. Slam.
Yeah, so I had Slam was my favorite, and then, like I said, super deep dive interviews, and then like long, like 10-page articles on like weird things that got me like way into basketball, like statistical breakdowns and shit. And it was all basketball, so I didn't have to like go through baseball shit that at the time I didn't care at all, or soccer shit like in Sports Illustrated you get. I'm like, I don't know any of these people, I don't give a fuck about it. So Slam was my jam for a long time. And then the nerdy one for me was Beckett, which was the
baseball trading card one, right?
Yeah, but it was the basketball card.
Jesus Christ, you went the other way.
Yeah. So yeah, I had a card reference.
Real fucking nerdy
for all of my collection. I had that for a few years.
I never subscribed to that. I bought a couple of those.
That's the right move. You don't have to buy it or subscribe to it monthly, because not a lot of fluctuation happen month to month. You probably get away with like every 6 months and be fine. They had articles and stuff though too, and then they'd always talk about like these big expos that were going on that like I could never go to because I was like 12. Like, there's this one in Vegas, in New York, and like I remember even asking my grandparents one time, and like before I even started talking, they're like, "Go away." I was like, "All right, I guess."
All right,
go away. Go read this some more. I'm trying to think. Oh, and I had WWE the magazine for like a year, and then my grandma got rid of that one because one of the covers was, I didn't jack off to it, but one of the covers was the old wrestler chick Ivory, like in a bathtub with her titties hanging out, not like out, but like it was definitely like it was like a sexy cover.
Yeah,
and my grandma saw it. She's like, "You're done with this," and she didn't like me watching wrestling at all because it was like the height of the Attitude Era. So it was like the Godfather and his hose and like like bra and panty matches, like just really bad things for women. And so she was just like, because my granddad would watch wrestling, so like she couldn't tell him not to watch wrestling,
but she could
tell me not to read about it. So she got rid of that one pretty quick after that one. And it does it. Yeah,
I had Maxim later in life.
Maxim was a good run.
Yeah, we got Rolling Stone for a while.
That one makes sense for you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. My dad always had Playboy.
My granddad had Playboy too for, I want to say, and I'm not even joking here, I think he had a subscription to it for like 25 years. Because there was like, he had a box in the back with like Playboys from like the 70s in it.
Some of those might be worth something.
No, because my grandma got mad at him one day and threw them all away.
That seems to be what happens to those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like I remember going through
had
them.
a couple of those as well, and this is a story from my mom. When after he had passed away, they went down there and was going through some of the stuff and found some of that stuff and just threw it away. And it was like, because I think she had mentioned that he had one of the Marilyn Monroe ones, and it was like, that's worth money.
Yeah, even if you don't want them to be around you should probably just sell that for money.
Exactly. Nah, it's gone now.
And even then, like the 70s ones is like, it's like you can get that shit like on TV now. It just happens. Way worse stuff.
Seriously, right?
It's like mild.
Right?
Yeah,
it would barely be like 18 only at this point, I bet. Like there'd be a discussion being maybe like, I think we could just sell this to everybody.
Yeah, because it's so tastefully done. Like, oh, you saw a nipple. Ooh.
Nipple. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good call. I think that's it.
You gonna end on nipples?
Yep. And on nipples. How all
always
good things
end
go
on
out.
the nipple.
Always end on the nipple.
I think you mean finish. Always finish on the
nipples. I thought that was back.
I mean, it depends on what you're doing.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
You don't want to ruin momentum.
Just ask her first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where would you like to finish? Please
where
point
do
on
you want
chart.
this?
Please point on this chart. Where would you like to
I am
finish?
the new age man. Where would you like me to finish?
Do I have your
I'm
permission
ready.
to finish?
No, you don't want to ask that because they'll say no.
Well, I can't. I gotta go then. Bye.
I'm gonna explode. Anyhow. Comes at you. We are
Joe.
Mike.
I am Cody. That's it for this week's episode, everybody. As usual. What?
Keep going.
Oh, as usual, you fuckers just came naturally.
Because we just talked about
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
And we're finishing. Good.
We would respectfully request your permission to finish.